Nouri Plus, round of applause for our next seal from Morocco, Nouri Plus.
Thank you, everybody. This is Team AMANAR from Morocco.
Greetings everyone, this is AMANAR, coming from Morocco to ID for Africa for impact and only impact. Yeah. So basically, this is my team. فضل زي جنفر يونس محمد الشبابي هبة شبار and me, Nada Khiyat. I have a twin. Her name is Selma. She lives in Casablanca. We have the same face, the same eyes, the same smile, and also the same bad habits for leaving the lights on. But the thing, our bills are not the same. This is because although we have although we are from different cities, we have different private utility companies with different margin. For her, it's Lucidi with 7% margin, and for me, it's Redal with 30% margin. This might seem very overwhelming. That's the problem in Morocco. Not only that, we have a very untargeted system in Morocco. And Morocco is trying to deprivatize the private system in electricity distribution sector. The problem is they're trying to create a company called SARM, called
which is a Société Régionale Multiservice.
Yes, which has taking care of the regional of each in Morocco, and also the problem that it has the targeting, which is very low accuracy, because 20% of the subsidies in energy goes to the wrong people. The third problem that we have, which is the Moroccan citizens lack a unified system linking their digital ID, cadastral plan, and property ownership documents. The fourth plan, we're in 2025, and we still have manual and unreliable energy monitoring.
Well, now that we know what the problem is, let's see how Noor ID Plus is trying to solve it. Let's see how Noor ID Plus is providing solutions to this problem. As we can see here, we try to summarize our solutions in four key main points. First, we are gathering all of the identities or digitalized identities by the Moroccan government in one place. One identity or one digital identity that we call DEID, the Digital Energy ID. We are also supporting the government in its strategy to deprivatize the distribution of water and electricity in Morocco, and helping l'ASRM, Société Régionale Multiservice, gain control over the whole territory. We are also helping or enabling real-time energy consumption. And that is done by getting rid of these outdated, inaccurate meters that are in every Moroccan household. Instead, we are installing IoT devices that are smart, accurate, and very reliable. Finally, we are helping the Moroccan government rebuild the trust in its own subsidy allocation system. And that is done by keeping track of these energy consumptions and helping the government target the right people using the right criteria and who have the right needs. Now, we have an overview of our solution. Let's see how a user journey looks like for a user such as Neda or her twin sister, Selma. So, when Selma enters the Noor ID Plus website, she takes her national ID, Moroccan national ID, scans it, and gets it checked against her face. When she is verified, we get the three documents I mentioned earlier
Instantly fetched.
Amazing.
Those documents are the cadastral plan, the property of ownership, as well as the digital version of the national ID of Selma. When these documents are fetched, we can later on get our account created. When Selma gets her account created, she can instantly get access to a dashboard, a very smart dashboard that uses real-time energy tracking, and that thanks to the IoT devices I've already mentioned. Well, this is what a user journey looks like for Selma. This is what our solution provides. Let's see what is its impact.
Now that we have, do you hear me? Should I use the mic?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Does your system solve the electricity problem?
Maybe I should give you more details on how the system works. So I wish I can show you our system design, but basically the idea is that when Selma logs into the portal, Noor ID Plus portal, she can get her face scanned and checked against her national ID card. When she is verified, we are using an API provided by the Ministry of Interior of the Moroccan government.
Hopefully we can see that. Okay, great. Amazing. So then we get all the properties that Selma owns and all the metadata about these properties fetched using an API provided by the Ministry of Interior of the Moroccan government. Once this data is fetched, we can then get it verified. Selma can choose all of her properties or just pick some of her properties to monitor the energy. Then a request is sent directly to an administrator, an admin that is working for the government. This admin has his own version or his own portal in Noor ID+, which is the government portal. Please keep in mind that our solution provides two portals, a government portal and a citizen portal. Once the request is received, the government representative checks the data and creates the digital energy ID, the DEID instantly. Well, when someone wants to log in tomorrow or after a few minutes, she doesn't have to get her face scanned. She doesn't have to provide her national ID again. She can use EasyNet, provided by Mosid, to instantly get the DEID in a few minutes. This is how, in general, our solution works. Let's see its impact.
Now that we have Noor ID Plus, now that we have the right tool in our hands, let me tell you the exact how our solution impact. How is the impact of our solution? Our solution covers three main SDGs: Sustainable Development Goals. The first SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. The second, reduce inequalities, and finally, SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. With Noor ID Plus, we can reduce energy fraud and revenue losses. That costs Morocco approximately $101 million due to electricity theft. With Noor ID Plus, we can also improve the allocation of energy subsidies. Today, approximately 40% of subsidies are allocated to the wrong people, which is not fair. This is why our solution comes into place to remove manual work and install real targeted with real people and real goals. Finally, the last impact, which is Noor ID Plus can also lower energy costs. For farmers, for instance, farmers they often pay 20 to 20% more for energy due to outdated systems. Why? Because first of all, as I said, outdated system, no control and no data available. With Noor ID Plus, we are here to provide a dashboard, to provide real insights and also to improve how or to determine how our system works, how much consumption of our system. Moving on to the challenges. So let's be honest, we cannot have an impact without challenges. First of all, we have dependency on government databases. For example, identity, property, and utility records that require official authorization and secure integration. Second, we have also legal and bureaucratic barriers because Morocco doesn't have any laws related to digital energy ID related to properties. And finally, the main challenge, which is financing and scalability.
So now we've seen the impact of our solution. You've seen that it goes beyond social impact and it's given tangible results. Let's see in a demo how our website looks like.
Now we're going to move on to the flows of our work. Pay attention please. We have our main web application. We have two portals, government portal, property owner portal. Here, to help users navigate our web application, we have some questions so we can guide them. Then we can have a single point of contact with your ID plus web application. Now for the main part, the user gonna sign up. The sign up is as follows. He can upload his national ID. Then, as you can see here, this is my face. I'm gonna scan my face. As you can see here, both the national ID and the face are scanned for verification and matching. Then you can choose a property type. Then to our backend, our system, you're gonna get a list of available properties related to that owner. As you can see here, we have 3 properties. You can check 1, 2, or all of them. Then confirm selection. And now he has his account with many options like my properties, certificate, request, energy consumption. And as you can see here, we have a dashboard for tracking consumptions like for the past 12 months. And here some recommendations for improving energy efficiency. Now we're going to move on to the government dashboard. As you can see here, the request sent by different owners. Like the government officer going to check the request, fetch the data. Then you're going to take actions, approve or reject, review. Then you're going to get a digital energy ID. And also we have an option in our web application that the user and the government officer can get the details of a property. As you can see here, this person has 5 properties. So we have the details of these 4 properties. And then we can specify individual properties. As you can see here, this is for 1 property.
So, thank you, Yunus. Thank you, everyone. The work you see here is actually taking more than 100 or took more than 160 hours. It also serves 3 SDGs
Done by 4 Moroccans.
Also for 1.4 billion Africans, it's done
from Africa for Africa in Africa. Of course there are questions. I'm going to wait.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. What is the IoT doing in this whole story?
Yes, of course, our system is using mock synthetic data, but we would like to install or help the citizens get help from the government to install IoT devices to track this energy consumption. Because as I said, in Morocco we are using outdated meters that go back to 10, 15 years, and we have Nada and her twin Salma, the twins, but no twin bells. So we are aiming for the same devices used across all of the country, and those should be accurate and smart, and would give us the real-time data that we need for our energy consumption tracking.
I have one follow-up question.
Yeah.
Have you thought about the cross-domain applicability of your solution? Because IoTs would also be very important in agriculture, and a lot of the elements of what you talked about would also apply there.
Yeah.
Much modification.
Yes. So our main targets were farmers, but we are also targeted a citizen, a Moroccan citizen, an African citizen actually, who has a property, be it a household or land or also a factory. So they are entrepreneurs. So what we've been doing is that we've done a lot of research and we communicated with l'ASRM, Société Régionale Multiservice. They provided us with a lot of info in how they are operating across some parts of the country. This started in October 1st, 2024, where l'ASRM is taking control over the whole continent, and we are getting rid of private private institutions. So when we communicated with them, it turned out that they are implementing such a solution, but without IoT devices, as I said, with outdated meters for farmers and for other types of citizens, but in just specific cities in Morocco, just in Casablanca and Agadir. And it's taking them a lot of time to actually get that done throughout the country. That's why we are stepping in and helping them with this task. So, yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for this. It's okay.
Okay, thank you very much for this. I've not thought about this, the dimensions that it could do with the IoT. I have a question though. The assumption of this is that the cause of different costs is outdated devices. Supposing we discover that it is not outdated devices, maybe it is power inputs or something. Is there any other information collected apart from the consumption? Maybe it's the wiring, maybe it's something. Is there something else that you're collecting to help diagnose the problem? Thank you.
Yes, actually, let me tell you. I'm gonna assure you that sometimes we consume. I take hours and showers. My mom uses uses the washing machine and everything, and we are surprised to get a bill with very little cost. So yes, maybe as you said, maybe there's an issue with the wiring, not specifically outdated meters, but what about having different private sectors, each with different costs? As we've seen in the beginning of the presentation, one Redal in Morocco has a margin of benefit of 30%, while other private institutions impose 25-20%. So even if the meters are not outdated, we have private institutions that are still providing this water and electricity distribution with different benefit rates. So, and again, I am sure that it is out there. Everyone knows that in Morocco. But even if it's not the case, we have wiring issues, and we can collect that from field workers or even from the actual institutions that are collecting manual data. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good job.
So, it's my understanding that you're going to have a lot of data to collect, to process, to analyze, because you want to give her twin and her the same cost, the same bills. So my understanding is you can use this data, either you yourself analyze it or share this data to be analyzed. Do you have any plans to incorporate this kind of service? Because it's not just for the citizen, but also for future, maybe climate industry or some sort of, to establish some sort of understanding how Morocco or any African country is actually utilizing this power, and also to suggest some ways on how to reduce it or to how to manage it. Have you included any kind of analysis in this manner?
Yes. So, as I said, we are collaborating with the l'ASRM, Société Régionale Multiservice. When we contacted them, it turned out that because they started in specific cities, in small cities in Morocco, maybe the data so far is not as huge as we expected to become after we collaborate with them. So we thought of this as a future plan for our collaboration. It's something that we should brainstorm together with ISRM first. And second, we are also trying about migrating all of our data in the cloud, so maybe making it easier when it comes to applying our solution all over the country. And use this data not only for DEID, as I said, the dashboard is also giving future forecasting of energy consumption that will help with decision making. And yes, it's a B2B2C, it's a business to a business, or to the government, to a client, or to a customer. So data, what we do with data, how we store data, should be a common decision between us and ISRM, but we are merging to the cloud, hopefully.
All right, a round of applause for AMANAR. Yes.
round of applause.